I wanted to ask something to Ellen, because you're one of the persons here who has been to very many different countries and seen agriculture under completely different circumstances and climates. So what would you say have these countries in common in terms of agriculture, or what would you say is maybe a similar topic in all these countries or a similar approach to agriculture?
Yeah. Okay. I think today food producer and distributor and consumers all kind of divided, especially so-called developed nations, Japan, Europe, and USA. And so when we come to those countries, it's very important to provide very good consumer education programs, because the majority of the populations are consumers. So then they need to be supported to understand really what's going on, and so that they can support the farmers to be more sustainable. When it comes to the developed nations, I think especially the leaders of those countries are not much difference from developed nations. Because when I participated in a conference in the United Nations, it was a breakfast gathering between most of the African nations and also developed countries such as Korea and Japan together. But all the issue was huge amount of money, the country levels. And then African representatives are very much interested in how they can get contact with the representative from Japan and Korea to get and invest to their own countries. Then none of the issues talking about really what's going on with small-scale farmers place. That's why what is this UN talking about supporting developed nations. It's very much a huge amount of conventional system try to apply in those countries. So then I finally felt, I feel like I'm representing a local farmer from Africa, and then I spoke what's really going on there. So when I come to Zambia's rural area, there was no electricity, no water provided, and very simple life. But once the technology and the material things introduced, everybody wants to have it. And since I'm living in the US and in Japan, I don't deny, and I can't say this is not good for you. Everybody wants to have it. But we have to make sure those material gain, convenience, does not make necessarily people happy. Japan, US, a very good example of failure. We have a lot of materials available in Japan, but a huge number of people committed suicide. Why? Zambian farmers have no idea, don't understand why Japanese people commit suicide. For them, it's like a heaven. Actually, no, the people have a lot of sick, emotionally. So what is lacking, I felt, is entire world, in the developed country and the developing nations, everywhere, everybody just seeking for material gain. And that's the problem, I think. We have to see more, if I say, some spiritual aspect of our life and quality. That is the things, something lacking in the whole world.
Thank you.